Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Garry Glenn, and we begin a summertime show with a sort of a wintertime sport, although it is being contested in the Olympic Games. The Gainesville Wildcats traveling basketball team, well, they had a great summer season. Over and over, the Wildcats played in front of multiple college coaches, with several D1 and D2 coaches inquiring about the Wildcats after their tournament appearances. And the comments that they heard over and over from college coaches and scouts and people in the stands, even referees, was praise for the individual effort and hustle given by the Wildcats in each game, as well as how well they played as a team altogether. No real superstars, just everybody doing his part. The Wildcats played 42 games this season, and they won 3 different championships. Summer season now over, but watch for these guys to make an impact for their respective high school teams this winter. And we bring to the show now Coach Lee Chapman, who is the head coach for the Gainesville Wildcats and has been for some time now. Lee, you really brought these boys along. You've been with them for a while, haven't you?
A lot of these boys have been with me since they were in the 6th grade.
Wow. So now they're going to be rising seniors.
Rising seniors.
And you told me that although this is not your best overall record in these 42 games, you had a great record last season, but the competition and what they had to do was really something this year.
Well, this year we wanted to get the kids in front of as many coaches as we could. So you have to play the top level talent. So when I say our record, we had a winning record. We won 25 games out of 42, which is great. Like I said, won 3 championships. But when we travel to Richmond, when you travel to South Carolina, to Clemson, to Myrtle Beach, to Disney, you play top level talent. And we probably won 4 or 5 games by 1 point, and we probably lost 6 or 7 games by 3 or less points. So it was nip and tuck every game.
Where have you seen them come along? Obviously in the skill level as they get older, but there's got to be some intangibles that you've seen with these boys as they've come along these past 6 years.
Well, for me, you mentioned it's team play. My guys have always worked well together. It's not they're not out there to what we say get mine. They're not just trying to get their points. They're trying to win as a team. But what coaches in high school refer to as basketball IQ, knowing when you're up by 2 with 10 seconds you don't need to shoot a 3-pointer. You know, other teams would do that. We'd get a rebound and go down and score, tie the game up, win it in overtime. So my boys have really developed and matured in what I call basketball IQ, knowing where they are in the game and what to do.
Refresh my memory. How did you get into doing this? Now you had a boy that played for you.
Yes.
Your son.
My son Hayden played. My assistant coach is Josh Chapman, who played at East Hall and just graduated from Piedmont, played 4 years there. He introduced me to the Gainesville Wildcats when he was in the 6th or 7th grade. And I remember playing Ethan Smith in the Hall County tournament back when our boys Hayden and Ethan were in the 4th grade, and Brian Edwards was at Lula, and we were at Chestnut Mountain. So these boys, I'd see them and I'd tell them one of these days we're going to get our own team together. So when the time came, 6th grade, you're 12 years old, it's about time to start playing YBOA, AAU travel ball. And you just inquire to parents who's interested, who wants to dedicate their time to basketball in the spring. And I tell you, it's been a blessing. 6 years, these guys, every single year we've gotten better. Some boys would decide to drop out. We'd get a better player, and our team has matured and gotten better every year.
What's the makeup of the team now, Lee, as far as you got several people from Hall County schools that play against each other. Now they're all playing together. Right.
This year we had 3 from East Hall, 1 from North Hall, 1 from Chestatee, 2 from Gainesville, 1 from West Hall, 1 from Beaufort, and 1 from Dawson County. They'll all play pretty much in the same region and or see each other in Lanier Land. I had 1 from Habersham. He won't play against these guys, but we'll try to go watch him. But the other 9 will play against each other all year. You got to feel a little bit of paternal pride, and you almost feel like you want to take these boys and claim them on your income tax, don't you? Because you've been around them so long. Absolutely. We're going to have a little party this Saturday night. We've never had a banquet. One of the boys said, "Got to have a banquet, Coach." And I said, "Well, no, we're not going to have a banquet. We'll get together." And I've got some pictures. But I made a list over the 6 years of everything we've lost: cell phone, iPad, book, bag. And then, you know, it's funny. I made a list of what they do and don't eat. It's amazing. Like you said, they're my boys now. So if you make one of them a sandwich, you got to remember he doesn't like mayonnaise. Put his, you know. So you learn them as your own child.
Now, another thing that I know that you like to do with these kids is not just take them and play basketball, but you do trips, don't you? Day trips and side trips, and show them some of the sights around, so they'll make some memories not only on the court but elsewhere.
Absolutely. That's been a big part of our travel. You can sit and stare at a hotel wall for 6 hours, or you can go make something of the day. In Richmond, we toured some museums, took a tour of the state capitol. We had some downtime. We took a 2-hour drive and went to Washington, D.C. Half my team, I guess, had never been to Washington. So we walked the mall, saw the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, saw some sights.
So, and of course, down in Orlando or Myrtle Beach, I mean, that's kind of makes the day
right.
kind of fun anyway, right?
Well, a lot of them hadn't been to Disney, so we spent a whole day, hopping each park and riding as many rides as we could.
Wow!
So a lot of memories.
Now, but you tell me now, you're done. You're hanging it up. You put up the whistle, Coach. What you going to do?
Well, listen, I coached my daughter's team, Haley, for 4 years, and I coached this boys' team and girls' team 1 year at the same time. So out of 14 weekends, I had 13 weekends filled with basketball. So it's time to turn the page. It's time to focus on yard work, and I tell you, my wife has been very patient over the past. That's 9 years. I've coached these boys for 6, but it's time to focus on some other things.
I bet you're gonna miss it, aren't you?
I will miss it, but probably half of these boys, I mean, all of them would have the opportunity if they choose to go play collegiate ball at some level. I imagine a few of them may make low D1. All of them could play D2 ball. Which was the rewarding part, particularly in Myrtle Beach. We had a group of, I guess, 6 D2 schools follow us each and every game. So I expect some offers for these guys, and I'll keep up with them and try to go watch them play some ball later.
Now, Lee, one thing we want to talk about before we get away is the motto that you had this year, and you had it on the back of your shirts.
That's right. This year it was, we said basketball, school, or life, you reap what you sow. And basically we talked a lot about that through our season, that you boys have put your time into basketball, you're reaping what you sow. If you put your time into school, but if you put your time in life, and our Bible verse was, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he reap. And try to teach that to the boys, that as they go through life, wherever it takes them, that they need to put all they've got into it, and they'll reap what they sow.
Well, Lee, congratulations on a great career, and I know that these boys will always regard you as coach. There's no question about that.
Well, we'll see, but it's been a pleasure.
All right, Lee Chapman, Gainesville Wildcats. Before we leave, one more basketball note. Austin Montgomery of Lakeview played on the AAU Atlanta All-Stars basketball team this summer, and that team placed 7th at the recent AAU Nationals down in Orlando, Florida. We're back with more Hall County Sports in just a moment. This program is also brought to you by Long Street Cafe, now with 2 locations in Gainesville, 1043 Riverside Terrace and 405 Pearl Nicks Parkway. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. Long Street's got the reputation for Gainesville's fastest drive-through and the best fried chicken you'll ever sink your teeth into, plus veggies, a full salad bar, and great desserts. Check today's menu at www.longstreetcafe.com. Call a friend and meet them for a hearty meal at Long Street Cafe, where they put the home in the cooking.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
We're back. I'm Garry Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports, with a high school softball season kicking off this week with a good many of our local teams at the Lanier Point Invitational at the Lanier Point Complex in Gainesville. And amongst those teams, Gainesville, East Hall, West Hall, Flowery Branch, and North Hall. And we bring to the show now North Hall Lady Trojans coach Brooke Russell. And Brooke, thanks for coming with us. And now you're in your second year as a head coach after spending a number of years as an assistant coach at North Hall.
Yes, sir.
What was it like being the head person, the head woman last year after being an assistant, and what was different about it?
Well, it was very different. Just had a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, I guess, more that I didn't really know existed, that I never had to take care of before. But it was definitely different, but it was a good experience. I learned a lot last year about how to, teach the girls different things, and kind of running practices and coming up with things to keep the girls, interacted and keep them excited, and but working on things that we needed to work on. So it was definitely different, but I feel like this year's going to be better already.
You got that sophomore season coming up now. I hope it's not a sophomore jinx. And you do get involved in a lot of administrative type things, don't you? As the head coach.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, when I was coaching wrestling, I found out that I needed some help. And I needed an assistant to handle some other things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to look at these girls during the summertime and so forth. And you had the recent early bird camp, but that was really not a tournament. That was like scrimmages and camp. But you did get to see other people, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How did that help you?
Tremendously. The good thing about the early bird is you have teams from all over the state that come, so you see different levels of the game. So, you know, you had some games where maybe we were got to build our confidence a little bit, and then we had some games where we really had to work hard and you know, maybe start out losing and had to find a way out of it. So there's lots of adversity, I think, in those games. Lots of different levels of play that helps the girls too. So
you probably saw some people who said, "Well, I'm glad we don't have to play these people in the regular season."
A couple of them, yeah.
All right. Let's look at now the local, and this is the Lanier Point Invitational is really sort of the official kickoff around here to softball season.
Oh yeah.
Now, what have you seen out of last year and this year? Who are going to be kind of the teams to beat this year? West Hall's always been pretty good, but they had a little bit of a down year last year.
Yeah, but they're always tough for us, and it's always been that way. Even when I was playing at North Hall, it was always tough with West Hall.
So you're a North Hall alumnus then?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And where did you go on? Did you play college ball?
I played at Piedmont.
Okay, so you're a Northeast Georgia gal then.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And my assistant coach is Christy Underwood. And we played together at North Hall, and then she went to LaGrange College and played there, so we actually played against each other in college, and now we're back together coaching, so it's neat.
That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who else you think are going to be who's going to be tough this year?
In our region is going to be, of course, Buford.
Oh, yeah.
They're always going to be tough. And I mean, I think we have a pretty competitive region. I think a lot of our teams are kind of line up pretty equally, so it'll just kind of come down to, you know, one inning, or I think they're going to be pretty close ball games for
this invitational that's coming up, this Lanier Point thing. Now, is it? Have you seen enough of the teams, or know what people have got coming back, get a feel on how it's going to go? Is it just sort of a venture into the unknown?
No, I know in our pool play this weekend we have Gilmer County, which I haven't seen, so I don't really know much about them. Flowery Branch, which will be it'll be a tough game. They always have a decent team for sure. And then we also play Rabun County, which we're going to play Rabun County during our regular season this year, so that'll be kind of a good preview for the season. But don't really know what to expect. So, but I'm excited. I have confidence in our girls and where we've been so far this summer, and seeing lots of good things. So,
tell me about your team. Talked about you got confidence in your girls, so you know what you got. Obviously, you know what you got coming back, and how you did last year. Is it something to build on from last year?
Absolutely. We were fairly young last year, so we have, you know, a large group of girls that are moving up, and they've pretty much played all year round. So they've grown a lot in the last year, and so as they grow and get mature and get more experience, they just keep getting better and better, so I'm excited about that.
Are you going to be strong, Coach? Offense, pitching, defense?
I think our defense is going to be strong for sure. We're going to be working a lot on our offense. We have a lot of work to do on our offense, but I was pleased with the way the girls swung the bats in early bird camp for sure. We had a couple of games where it was like, you know, we'd hit around a couple of times, so that was exciting to see.
But anytime you've got a game where somebody throws the ball and somebody tries to hit it with a bat, the person that throws the ball has got a whole lot to do with how that game turns out.
Oh yeah.
How's your pitching?
Absolutely. Our pitching's going to be pretty good. I have confidence in our pitchers. They're both young, but they both have experience, and so I think they'll be effective for us this year.
What's the makeup of the team, Brooke? I mean, as far as juniors, seniors, sophomores,
we
freshmen?
have 3 seniors, and then we have 4 juniors, and the rest are sophomores, mainly sophomores. I have a big group of sophomores, and then maybe a couple of freshmen. So,
depending on how they come along during the season.
Yeah.
The team. You going to depend on your seniors for a lot of leadership?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have some really great leaders this year that have been on the varsity team for a few years, and so they kind of know how it goes, and they're a group of girls that the younger girls look up to and respect. That helps a lot.
You want to name some names for your seniors?
Sure. I have Carly DeLong, which she'll be our second baseman this year. She's very strong defensively. I have Ellie Forrester, who she may be behind the plate catching for us this year. She may be in the outfield. And then I have Jessie Oliver, who will be in the outfield as well. So they're a really good group of seniors, and I'm looking forward to their senior year, but I'll be sad when they're gone for sure.
But you're excited about this season.
Absolutely.
Ready to tee it up. It's just time, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
It is time. They've worked hard, so I'm ready for them to reap some good benefits.
All right, Brooke Russell, North Hall Trojans, softball.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, Brooke, in the tournament this weekend, and good luck for the rest of the season.
I appreciate it.
All right. Now, we've had him on the show before, but we're going to bring him back in a slightly different capacity. That story when Hall County Sports continues.
If you've suffered storm damage or just want to upgrade your home, then turn to Rock Solid Construction. Rock Solid specializes in new roofs, room additions, porches, decks, custom interior trim, and even finished basements. Let the experts at Rock Solid Construction improve your home with new trim, new posts for the porch, or maybe even upgrade your deck with synthetic boards. No more rotting or warping. Call 678-300-0702 for your free estimate. That's 678-300-0702. Rock Solid, done right the first time.
Back on the set of Hall County Sports TV here, and we welcome back to the show once again the pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church, Rob Bruce. And Rob just wrapped up the series on James. What we got coming up at the church this month?
Well, Gary, what I'd like to tell everybody about is our 3 different worship services. We're unusual in a good way that we have 3 services, one at 8:30, one at 10, and another at 11, with 3 totally different styles. 8:30 is more gospel or camp meeting oriented. Our 10 o'clock service is what is called emergent. It's past contemporary. If you're a little bit bored with contemporary, you need to check this one out. It's on the leading edge. And then, of course, Gary, at 11 o'clock, we have our traditional Methodist service.
That's right, what they used to call high church.
That's it.
With the choir and the robes and all that kind of stuff. So, if you are looking for a church home, we invite you here to McEver Road United Methodist Church. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
Thank you, Gary.
Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McEver Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McEver Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McEver Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.
Welcome back. This is Hall County Sports, and I am Garry Glenn. As I said before the break, we've had him on the show before a number of times as a national and world champion in the bench press, but now we bring back Tim T. Moon of Gainesville in a slightly different capacity. T just back from a mission trip to the South American nation of Bolivia, where he lifted a lot of weight as well as lifting up the gospel. Tim, first of all, tell me how you got involved in doing this. Where did this idea come from to go all the way down? I mean, that's a long way off. To go all the way down there?
My brother is on the board of Helping Hands Ministry. It's a local missionary group, and I don't know where he came up with the idea, to be honest with you. He's been to Bolivia 14 times.
Wow.
This being his 15th time. And he's done like soccer camps and baseball camps, so he's kind of used to going to the orphanages and meeting with the children. So I think that's kind of, he thought it would be something new and something exciting for them to try.
Using sports, like you said, with camps as a way to get into and get the kids interested in something.
Yeah, the kids in the orphanages are dying for attention. I mean, it's just, we are so blessed.
Oh, yeah.
We have no idea how blessed we are, but once you get out of your comfort zone and go down there, you realize how blessed you are, and those children are just dying for attention or something different in their lives, I'd say.
It was kind of a family affair. You took a couple of daughters with you, one of your nephews, right, as well, and you said your brother.
Right, and so there was 5 moons on the trip, and a couple of people named Hardy from Jackson County. They said they know you.
Yeah, so. Well, they probably do.
Yeah.
They probably do. So what all did you do down there? Take me kind of through a typical day.
Okay, a typical day would be visit a orphanage, involved a little driving time. They have several orphanages in the local area. We stayed in Cochabamba, basically. you know, we have driving time. We'd get there, and the girls would do crafts with the children while we set up the weights. And I'd kind of do an exhibition, you know, 225 and 315, maybe go to 405, then take a little break. And then we'd offer the children a chance to participate. You know, maybe a competition. Hey, who's the top 2 or 3?
Yeah.
And they all kind of knew who to pick out to send up there. So we'd let them bench off against each other. And maybe in a different orphanage, we would do it different. We would weigh their body weight and see how many times they could bench press their body weight.
Okay.
So we had a blast. One day we picked captains. The other 3 guys kind of give me a break. They were captains and picked out 10 people, and how many reps could the whole team do their body weight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was a blast. And they're cheering each other and booing each other. I mean, it's sports, man. It was just competition, just like anywhere else. So.
And I saw your brother look like he was lifting. You sent me some pictures, and it looked like your brother got involved.
Oh,
in that too.
yeah.
He's pretty stout, isn't he?
Yeah, he was team captain. So I don't know. He's about 270, 275. So his body weight was a little bit harder to do, I think. So it was a lot of fun.
And then how do you use that to get into telling them about the Christian religion?
You know, it just showed that you can, you know, be in the world but not of the world, I guess, basically. We had a lot of fun. It's like, you know, I think a lot of kids' perception is you got to be the party lifestyle to have fun, and we really showed them how to have fun without having a party, you know. So I think they really had a blast. And you know, they really hooked up with us real well, and, you know, want us to come back. They all want to know, when are you coming back, you know. So it was a blast.
You told me too, though, that you went to a prison.
Wow.
What was that like?
No camera, no video allowed, and it just killed me because it was like walking into a movie set. I'm going to guess there were probably 400 prisoners, and they don't live in a jail cell. They live in an open prison where they mingle with each other, and they cook and clean and trade and barter, and it's very uncomfortable, especially for the girls, you know, and having my girls in there. I really wasn't scared, but I didn't feel comfortable with my girls being in there. So we paired up, each, you know, guy with a girl, and they live in a courtyard. They have a courtyard in the middle of the prison, and the prison's probably 3 stories high, with rails around like you would envision in a prison. And all the prisoners were looking over the rails, and it was like I was down in a pit. I wasn't by myself.
So they got guards and stuff that.
The guards are on top of the wall, and at the gates, the guards aren't in there with you. So it was a very unique experience. I'd say very few people probably have that opportunity.
And what did you get accomplished in that, do you feel?
Okay, so, well, you know, obviously those people have trouble in their lives, and I just offered them hope, you know, and went in and did some exhibition lifting for them, and we offered them the chance through an interpreter, and he was like a boxing announcer, you know. Does anybody else want to try, you know? And so within 2 seconds of him asking, they all started chanting this guy's name. Roca, Roca. You know, so you got 400 men calling out this guy.
Yeah.
And he comes out there and it's like, okay, he wants to try it, you know. And so he comes up there, and he was a, you know, pretty thick guy. He's probably a couple inches shorter than me, and so he wanted to try it, and they wanted him to try it, and he did 225 pretty easy, and then he went to 265, and he struggled with that. Yeah. And then I asked him if he wanted to do more. He said, "No, this is for professionals." And then immediately they called out another guy. Yeah. And he came up and tried, and he tried, I think, 315 or something like that. So, and then after that, they wanted me to do. So I asked them if they wanted me to try to do any more if they were finished. They wanted more. So I went to, I think, 580 or 495, then 580, and then I said, "Are y'all finished?" They're like, "No, more." I said, "Well, I don't have much more." They said, they start chanting "Tola, Tola," which means all of it. Yeah. And so we put 300 kilograms on there. You know, because that's a number. Right, they can relate
which
to.
Which, folks, is about 661 pounds.
Yeah, so I tried 300 kilograms, and I missed it. And I was like, oh, I told my brother, I got up, I told my brother, I said, man, I can't believe I missed it, you know. And so me and my brother standing there talking, and the announcer goes, hey, you want to try it again? I says, well, yeah, let's try it again. I said, give me about 60 seconds to catch my breath. And so I tried it again, and I got it. Just blew it up, and they went crazy. It was like a movie script. It's like we did it on purpose, but we didn't.
All right. Well, I know you had a great time spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ down there, and hopefully you gave them some hope and some entertainment as well. But I got to ask you now. You got some things coming up this year in weightlifting. What you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, I'm going to Palm Springs, California, end of August. Was really looking forward to it. I've got a little problem with my shoulder from last Saturday. I worked out and I got a little tendonitis, I think, in my shoulder, so I'm concerned about that. But it's a big opportunity, I think, for me to go out there. They say if I do well, I might get invited to the Arnold Classic.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like the world's largest sport expo. So that would be, I think, February is when that would happen. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity, hoping my shoulder will hold up on me.
Well,
so
we'll say a prayer for you. Maybe things will be healed up and you go out there and represent us well and win the national championship and break the world record out there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
All right. Tim Moon, thanks for coming in, brother.
Thanks, Gary.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Turning to some other local sporting notes, Flowery Branch alum and Georgia Tech defensive end Ijon Cross is now on the 40-player preseason watch list for the Ted Hendricks Award. That's given to the nation's top defensive end. He is projected to start at that position for the Jackets for the third straight year. Now, he already has 28 career starts, more than anyone on the Tech roster. And he goes into the 2012 season with 83 career tackles, 10 for a loss, and 8 passes batted down. Meanwhile, Chestatee alumnus Chase Vassar had worked himself into a starting position at outside linebacker for the Jackets' arch rivals, the Georgia Bulldogs. But now it looks like Chase is going to have to sit a couple of games. Seems he got pulled over in Atlanta a few months back for drinking and driving indiscretion and an improper lane charge. He'll miss the opening games with Buffalo and at Missouri. He had 16 tackles in 12 games last year. Now, locally, our high school football is kicking it up a notch with some of our teams scheduled for scrimmages next week. It's going to be hot. Thursday, East Hall is supposed to go at Chestatee, and Friday, Lakeview will travel to Mount Pisgah, and Johnson will go to Riverside, to name a few.
Looks like you're working hard.
Yeah, we are. The kids have been great, like I said. Senior leadership's been good. So, we're excited. I think it's 17 days, something like that, and we're going to see what we got.
Well, you got a scrimmage next week, though, right?
Well, it actually got canceled. The guy at Riverside, he don't get his kids to August 11th due to their situation as far as enrollment and stuff. So we're going to be unfortunate, but it's okay. Yeah, it gives us a little more time to tweak and kind of start. We're focusing on what we're trying to get ready to do for the 24th. So kind of worked out a blessing in disguise.
Let's fill in the blanks a little bit. I think we're going to be really pretty good at what?
Just playing a physical brand of football. I think that from day one, whether it be the weight room, our agility circuits, practice, just us working on being more explosive and just playing the Johnson way, getting back to the things that this place used to be known for. That's the biggest thing, is us just trying to get back to playing a physical brand of football.
For us to have a successful season, we're going to have to,
like any coach would say, stay healthy. Our numbers are up a little bit, but anytime you lose a key guy or you lose any guys, it affects a scout team from a practice look. Of course, if you lose a guy that's going to take significant snaps, you lose him, then your game plan kind of changes. So we just hopefully, God willing, will bless us and we can stay healthy.
The Forest Wood Cup, presented by Walmart, the World Championship of Bass Fishing, is going to be visiting Lake Lanier this coming weekend to crown bass fishing's top angler of 2012. The tournament will feature 46 of the world's best bass pros and co-anglers casting for the sport's biggest award, $500,000 cash in the pro division. That's $500,000, and $50,000 in the co-angler division. And the local Habitat for Humanity of Hall County Triathlon will be coming up on September the 1st. That'll be at the American Legion on Riverside Drive in Gainesville. And if you need more information on that, call Pat Burke at 678-316-6262. That's Pat Burke, 678-316-6262 if you want to get in on the swimming and the biking and the running. That's our show for this week. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. I'm Garry Glenn.